Okay, I'm going to keep this fairly brief because I have kids to pick up at daycare. And this is mostly going to be a round of thank yous. So a round of thanks to everyone. I'll start by saying thanks to the speakers again. You've heard me say this many times, but it takes courage to volunteer to speak in front of an audience this large. And even though we weren't quite 400 people in the room, we had a pretty engaged audience. So I also want to say thank you to the audience. I think we've had a lot of really good engagement. And that's something you don't always see at conferences like this, especially two-day ones. I have to say, it's pretty rare for me to be able to stay awake and engaged for talks for 2 days like this. It's a sign that there was a lot of substance here, at least for me. I also just want to thank especially some of the faculty and administrators. There are some really busy people in this room who took 2 days out of their schedule to be here. And so I really want to say thank you for making the time to be here. That's going to help build the momentum we need to keep this going. And then finally, thank you to the organizing committee. And I especially want to give a shout out to Logan. This would not have happened if you had not been there to help me out for this. You've played such a huge role here. I really want to say thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, just a couple things. Let's keep the workshops up. So next year in January, you can anticipate there potentially being another one of these. Please start thinking about if you might want to give a talk in a year or so, what you might present on, and maybe start doing some experiments to generate material for that talk. So yeah, another thing on the agenda, keep communicating with the people you met here. I think we've had some pretty successful networking through this event. Don't just stop talking to people about AI for the next year and then kind of catch up in a year from now. Keep up the dialogues. So Chris Capizzola made a good point of it's time to do some things. So try to apply some of the lessons you learned during sort of this conference and actually do something in your classes. Try to use AI, just play with ChatGPT, and then report back next year on how things worked. So we need more content kind of showing the fruits of our labor of getting together and having these meetings, that it's actually leading to some action. And I just want to say a final note of thanks just to the Harvard community for engaging with us. I think it's great to have these cross-institutional events. I really enjoyed this. I had a lot more fun having the cross-institutional event than having just a purely MIT event like last summer. And then a final thanks just to the MIT community for engaging in this event, for this is really the second time it's happened, and giving me the opportunity to organize it. I find it deeply personally gratifying to be able to give back to the place that inspired me and got me to where I am. So that's all I had. Thank you.